think Ralph did a really good job describing what a bully offer is. And I think that one of the misconceptions is that people think because they are the first offer, that means they're a bully offer, which is incorrect.
Correct.
The second thing that happens is that buyers think that if they bully offer, they will be the only offer. And this is also a misconception. So for our viewers out there, as soon as an offer is registered on a property and the seller has agreed to view that offer, the listing agent by law must communicate with any agent or buyer that has shown interest in the property we use a system called Broker Bay for communication, but this could be done by email, by phone, by text, or through the system that we use for bookings.
And a good agent will use all of those.
Exactly.
Right?
And they are going to let the agents and buyers know that an offer has been registered. So if a buyer is choosing to do a bully offer through their agent and they register the offer, let's say this is 4 days before the offer date, then the listing agent must communicate that this offer has been registered, this bully offer has been registered. And technically speaking, they should also update the MLS listing in those broker remarks, which we also discussed. So they're going to update that fine print there as well. Mm-hmm. And by doing this, oftentimes this triggers an early offer date. Meaning that one initial offer or bully offer has now triggered communication to all of the agents and their buyers. And Toronto buyers are very sophisticated now in acting quickly and may or may not be able to respond to the fact that an early offer has been registered, a bully offer has been registered. And now what happens if the seller is open to entertaining and looking at the bully offer? They may now have advanced their offer date because 3 or 4 other buyers are able to respond to this information and also submit offers. And so now that first bully offer has triggered multiple offers or a bidding war 4 days before the offer date. So that person who thinks, oh, I'll be the first offer and I'll be the only offer is now competing with 3 or 4 other people. They're just doing it earlier rather than later. So that's one misconception, is the fact that you're not protected as being the only offer. And then another piece to this is that bully offers or the bully offerers, if that's a word, always assume that their bully offer is going to be presented to the seller. And the seller, depending on the direction they give to their agent, in writing, it should be in writing, the seller might choose not to look at any bully offers. And it doesn't even matter what form they've signed. It doesn't matter how all of the fine print has been pre-written. The seller can give direction as to whether or not they want to look at a bully offer. So just because one gets submitted or registered doesn't mean the seller wants to look at it. And so I think a lot of buyers just assume that the seller will entertain it, but they might not, because generally speaking, it's in the seller's best interest to wait to their offer date to look at offers and not entertain a bully offer. But we'll talk about the seller's perspective on another episode. I think I explained those two. Those are my misconceptions. Ian, did you want to add to those?
Yeah, I was just going to throw one in here, and I put it into conversations with new buyers when we get started, and I'm explaining what bullies offers are, because you're likely to, witness someone else doing it, or you may wish to do it going forward. I always want to reinforce with buyers that just because it's more than the list price, that doesn't necessarily just make it a bully offer. And to give you a ridiculous example, working with a new buyer who's super eager, and they say, "Oh, I found this one," and Ralph, to use your previous example, it's listed for $899. Let's go in at $905. It's like, no, we need to look at pricing first, and we need to figure out what truly actually is really aggressive. Just more than the list does not constitute a bully.
Exactly.
So that's a ridiculous hyperbole example, but yeah, it needs to be a number so high that the seller thinks they might not do that well on that night.
Exactly.
So that's a misconception, that it's like, well, I'm here early and I've got $50,000 extra. And it's like, they're looking for $300,000 extra. Yeah. So don't fool yourself, Mr. Eager Buyer.
Yes.